And then another. It means that we punched our ticket to go try to win a Super Bowl, and that's it. We got one game at a time, starting at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Love y'all, boys. Love you. Love you. I'll go to war with every single one of you, every game, all right? Love you, 1-7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Win.
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth, can't put me down, I'll be getting loud. You can have your doubts, not what I'm about, have your fucking clout. It be raining now, I keep making sound, go another round, bitch I'm legend bound, can't stop me now. You don't wanna fuck with me, a slow burn like a disease. Just tell me that I can and I'll show you things that you couldn't believe. Just tell me that I can. 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 It's showtime.
Welcome to the Reese T Tailgate pregame show, Bills Mafia edition. I'm your host, Tommy, and next to me is my main man, King Aramis. What up, King?
What up, what up, what up? I gotta say, I enjoy it every single time we do this show. By far the best open in the business, man. You got it.
Dude, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we got Bills Mafia already in the house. Let's say what's up to Bills Mafia. Scott Blakely, what up? It says I hate these night. I love these night games. I mean, I get it. But dude, there's nothing like a night game for me in Buffalo, man. I just love it. And honestly, man, I can't wait for the new stadium first night game, because that's going to be electric. Because you know they're going to bring it, man. And that, dude, I'm hyped for that, man. I am hyped to see that. But anyways, Spin, what's up, Spin? Beth, what is up, Beth? Let's see here. Buffalo snowy in the building. I'll get to your comments. I'm just going through everybody. All right, here we go. So let's get to the Spin. You already said you hate it. Or actually, Scott says he hates night games. Spin, yeah, bring back the 1 p.m. games. Wow, people are hating the night games. All right, well, I guess I'm alone in this.
This is a hard-working town, man. We need sleep.
Jeez, God, a bunch of crybabies over here. Beth, what's going on? God, I need sleep. I'm an old man. God, what is going on? It's fucking 8 o'clock. Stop it. We're acting like it's like 1 a.m. game or something. Oh my God. Well, okay. Would you rather watch a night game or get up for an international game that starts at 8 in the morning?
What did I do the night before?
Either way, it's a shitty 8 a.m.
That's how we think in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Right, you do.
Dude, give me the. But you know what? I will say this. I get like the only reason I kind of like the 1 o'clock games is I do like to get the game over so I can kind of sit back, relax, enjoy the rest of the NFL Red Zone. But in a way, I got to relax, sit back today and watch the Red Zone too. So I mean, it is what it is. I don't know. I just like the atmosphere of it. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Oh no, Aramis, Tommy, are you that what are you talking about? Desperate or what? I'm desperate. Roy, these night games are tough when you're up at. Oh God, here we go. Suck it up, Buttercup. Just.
Thank you, Roy. Thank you.
Jeez, a bunch of big babies in here.
Every day.
I thought we were Bills Mafia, tough skin to fight. Now we're complaining about the time we have to. Oh my God. Need some Ric Flair. Woo! Yeah, I used to play that Ric Flair intro all the time. I haven't done that in a while. Scott Blakely, Zach Roy. Oh my God, these big babies. All right, I'm done with this.
You know what?
You guys are the biggest babies. Go ahead, Aramis. What's your thoughts on this?
If we had tomatoes, we would be throwing them at you right now.
Oh my God. Well, then you know what? Don't talk to me about prime time games then before the season starts. How many prime time games did Buffalo get? What does it matter? You hate them anyways.
Yeah, well, okay, hold on. Time out.
Oh, now it's time out. Okay.
Yeah, because it's not hating. It's not hating at all. I think what it comes down to is one here and there is cool. But it feels like most of this season is going to be all primetime games, all some sort of 425, 730, 715, 820, 815 type of game. Like, that's true.
Wow. Let me call the league and tell them Bills Mafia very upset about the too much primetime games. Aramis and Scott Blakely and Spin are tired of this. Roy has to get up at 4.
You know what a primetime game is for the Chargers? It's friggin' 6 o'clock. It's damn near 5 o'clock in the evening for them. By the time the game is over, they can sit down, have a nice dinner, and still get to bed by 10 o'clock.
Oh, whatever. Bunch of big babies over here. Golly. I can't believe it, you guys, man. Pitchforks at the top.
Right. Thank you, Roy.
All the hard-working Buffalo people very upset about the primetime slots. You know what? It's so funny. We'll talk when we don't get them anymore. And you guys will be like, what kind of bullshit is this? No primetime games? I promise you. Right. No respect. One primetime? I can't believe it. Yeah. Roger Goodell's going to go, well, you guys were bitching the whole time about getting up in the morning. Mike, I'm up at 4 a.m. Just bring it. Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's one day. Guys, it's one time a week. Whoa, you can't, can't stay up a little late past your bedtimes for a Buffalo Bill game. Good Lord.
You got to be here. You got to be here to understand, man. When you get up in the morning and you're driving in traffic and you get to work and you realize everybody is just as much of a zombie as you are and none of you want to do anything. Why? See, here's the other part of this too, because you got to understand, in Buffalo, after we win the game, it's still a party. Like, we're still so hyped from the game, whether it's tighter or whether we won by a mile, we're still hyped from the game. So that hype doesn't wear off for another 2, maybe 3 hours. Like, that's true. How crazy we are here, right? So
that's true. You're right.
A night game is not just 8:20 to midnight. It's 8:20 till damn near 3 in the morning.
All right. So look, I got a way that it'll work for everybody. Just take the next day off. There we go. There we go. See, I just solved everyone's issue.
That's it.
It's very simple. You live in Buffalo. Your boss will understand. Oh, there's a Bills game on? No problem. Just if you don't want to come in, no problem. Paid day off, right? Then everything that works out for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, you guys will love that.
For a day, probably, yeah.
Yeah. You get fired, don't come back at me yelling at me.
Of course.
Yeah, it's not my problem. Roy, I'll be retiring next May. So next season. See, exactly, Roy. Okay. You're good to go. Roy's retiring. Good for you, brother.
Not all of us are turning 1,000 next May. So, I mean, we gotta slow up.
Some of us are. Yeah. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever retire. Anyways, so let's get to, man, we've had some crazy games today across the NFL. Oh, yeah. Let's get to some of these scores real quick. So the current scores going on right now. Cardinals are up 21-6. Kyle Murray went out with an injury, but then he came back in. So he's fine, apparently. But, man, Titans are a bad team. But that's what you expect from the Titans. You know what I mean? You got a new rookie quarterback. They're building around him. It's going to take some time there in Tennessee. So I do love Cam Ward, though. Boy, he called it out his whole team. They were pissed at him. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it. But, hey,
you didn't see it? Oh, dude, the coach is like, oh, you shouldn't be. And he was like, I guess he came out, I was like, we're playing like ass. Like, he didn't get, he's like both sides of the ball. And then, of course, his teammates like, oh, it's looked up. But so of course, he had to do the right thing. Like, oh, yeah. But no, he meant it. He meant it. Trust me, whatever you say from your chest to begin with is probably what you mean from the jump. So they're playing like ass. It is what it is. He's not used to losing. He was on with the Canes. But it is what it is. Anyways, so they're losing the Titans. They're going to probably get the first pick because they're just getting worked this season. Yeah. Seahawks and Tampa are tied right now, 28-28. 5 minutes left. That's a really good game. So if anyone's watching that right now, you're in some good stuff. The Lions are smoking the Bengals. Here's another team. I told you. Now I know Burrow's out, but they are notorious for this, and they're just it wouldn't even honestly. I don't know if he'd even matter. There's just notorious slow starters, and obviously Burrow being out really just kills it. And I'm curious if he even comes back at a certain point because they might be out of the playoffs at a certain point. They're so bad.
They might just take the high pick and run.
Yeah, and it might be smart because they need offensive line, bro.
Yeah,
they need help. Anyways, Commanders are up 20-10 right now over the Chargers, where everyone was saying the Chargers, are looking like the best team right now, or at least a couple of weeks ago they were like one of the best teams in the AFC, and they lost last week to the Giants, and right now they're losing to the Commanders. So at home. All right, games that went final. Vikings beat the Browns in, I think they were in Europe, London. Yeah, so They lost 21-17. Minnesota with a late touchdown to win that game. Colts killed the Raiders, bro. I thought this game would be a little closer. 40-6. I mean, man, I got to say the Colts, man, even though they lost the other day last week, they're looking like a tough team. I'm going to say that right now they're legit. I'm going to count them as legit. I don't think their record's fake. That's, you know what I mean, as far as they're holding it down with certain opponents, man, and that's a good job. 40-6, they improved to 4-1. The Saints beat the Giants. So much for the Giants. Their rookie quarterback. They won last week, didn't win this week. 26-14, but we'll see what happens with the Giants and Dable, and I don't know.
I think he's gone. I mean,
yeah, I do too, and I think the GM might be gone too.
Be really, really elite this year, and they just for some reason couldn't figure out pass defense.
They can't. They can figure out a lot of things. I think both the GM and Dable will be gone. Cowboys just demolished the Jets, 37-22, which I predicted on the AFC East shakedown, guys. I told you guys the Jets are terrible. Some people on that show picked the Jets. I couldn't believe it. That's crazy. Broncos beat the Eagles. So down goes one undefeated team. Right now, the Buffalo Bills are the only undefeated team in the NFL. Broncos wound up beating them 21-17. Eagles had a chance at the end, but didn't get the win. Panthers came back from 17-0 to beat the Dolphins. Terrible Dolphins. The Panthers, who are terrible, are actually better than the Dolphins. I mean, wow. Yikes. The AFC East is rough, man. It's especially if we beat the Patriots tonight, which we will. The East is just it's rough right now. I mean, the Patriots are obviously trending in the right direction, but I mean, we could secure the East pretty quick this year. And the Texans steamrolled the Ravens 44-10. I think it was like, I don't even know what the score was at half, 31 something at half, 31-3 or something. It was something crazy. And the 49ers beat the Rams on Thursday Night Football 26-23. So let's talk about the Ravens real quick. We want to stick with them because, but did the Bills just like that week one game? Did they just like totally fuck the Ravens psyche up? I mean, because it's been downhill from there. Or are they just kind of getting hit with injuries and they just weren't as special as everyone thought they were going into the season? What's your thoughts?
So part of it, I think, is the initial loss of Matabike after week one. Whatever happened to him in the Bills game seems to have really thrown him into a deep hole injury wise. And I think this year more than most, he's been such an integral part to what they need in terms of pass rush and run defense. And with him not being there, it seems as though they don't have the depth to, really have the same impact defensively. Everything that they do on defense is designed around the pressure that they can create with that defensive front. And if they're not getting it, they're not elite enough, and the scheme doesn't assist the players enough to be able to, withstand not having that depth on the defensive line. So I think it's a combination of that, and then at the same time, this is a lot of these players the league has seen for about 4 years now. That's enough time to kind of figure guys out and come back and say, look, this is what we got to do in key moments. And the Bills kind of, I think, started that train. See, this is kind of cool to talk about too, because the Bills did something to the Ravens that the Patriots used to do to us whenever we had a good team, right? We would be 3-0, or we'd be 4-2 or something like that, and then we play the Patriots and they would just figure us out. And then as soon as they did it, every other team in the league started doing the same exact stuff to us. And it seems like what we did to come back against them and what we did, against their defense, just in general in the game, teams have started to do more and more of every single week.
It's a copycat league. Yeah. It absolutely is. I mean, that's what you got film. I agree. Do you think Harbaugh's in danger of his job if they don't make the playoffs, or you think they're fine? You think he's fine?
I think he's fine. He's 2 years. So from the owner's perspective, you got to keep in mind when anybody in the front office is talking about their considerations for a head coach and they look at his accomplishments, they also have to think about public perception, but not public perception from the standpoint of, oh, I just care what everybody thinks. They have to think about public perception from the standpoint of their peers. What are other owners thinking about this guy? What have other owners done with guys in this specific situation? And if you look at John Harbaugh's situation, he's 2 years removed from an AFC championship. It would be the same conversation if Sean McDermott, next year has a terrible year. He's 2 years ago from AFC. They're not getting rid of that.
And he's still a Super Bowl, right? He's still a Super Bowl winning head coach.
Exactly.
So, I'm with you. I wouldn't, but I'm curious I would be curious what Ravens fans are feeling right now, because in Baltimore, this game was in Baltimore, by the way. Mm-hmm. Those fans, I didn't watch the game. I was out getting some stuff, but I just can imagine they were booing the shit out of that team going into the locker room and going into the first half, coming out of the first half. But looking at the box score, my God, like Derrick Henry, 33 yards on 15 carries. Yikes! Like what is like? You would think they would have been really leaning on him early, trying to at least, because no Lamar today, but I don't know, man. I just think they're in a major funk, man. And defensively, they're just a nightmare right now. So I don't know when Lamar's supposed to be back, but they're in rough shape. The only thing that's going for them is their division is shit. Yeah. That's the only. Let me see their division right now. Let me look at the division.
So real quick, one thing.
Go ahead.
I was doing a show with Buffalo Bills alumni Damaris Johnson, and one of the things that he said is John Harbaugh is not one of the best coaches at motivating his guys and keeping them focused in games. He said that he kind of compared John Harbaugh to a guy like, Mike Tomlin, that we all kind of know is one of those guys that can easily keep his guys motivated and keep them focused and keep them engaged in the game, right? Mm-hmm. And so when you're thinking about how the Ravens have lost against good quarterbacks and how they've given up all of these, tight games in the fourth quarter, that's what that speaks to more than anything else, is John Harbaugh's ability to keep his team engaged and focused and just kind of keeping their mental right throughout the game. Something that I think we should, applaud Sean for being able to, to keep going with the Bills.
Yeah, I'll say this. And then we talked, it's funny that you brought that up. We talked Friday about a little bit about Sean McDermott, because we were grading the game, giving the grades out, and from I believe last week it was. But anyways, they asked about Sean McDermott, and I said, I would say B- in that game or whatever. But I brought up the point that I'll give this to Sean this year. What I noticed, at least game one, normally in that type of situation when we're down like that, he gets tense, he gets worked up, he starts calling nonsense timeouts, just doing dumb shit that he normally does. And I noticed in that game was the first time I really kind of saw him kind of cool, calm and cool, like just kind of like, all right, just kind of trusting everything's going to be all right, and we're going to get through this. And that's what the best coaches do. Honestly, you go look at Andy Reid when he's down, and Like he's just like, all right, come on, let's just draw up a play here. We got this. There's still time, and that's what the best do. And I felt like McDermott showed that the first game, and that's why I talked about it, because I thought you saw a glimpse of the old Sean on against the Saints when he called that timeout, because really he wanted to yell at the referee. Like that was really all that timeout was about. Bosa was way off the field by then. I know you don't remember that. That was a nonsense timeout that he took because he wanted to really go and yell at the ref because he felt like the Saints, he didn't have enough time to substitute because the Saints and all that crap. And he was right. But at the end of the day, the refs aren't going to be like, all right, let's just get that time. We're going to give you the timeout back. Like, that's not how it works, right? So, like, that was a frustration timeout that could have backfired, right? I'm just saying, like, you need your timeouts. If you saw, like, I think in the Thursday night game, dude, they had all their timeouts, and that's why they wanted up coming back. Like, they used their timeout. Like, those are fucking important. You can't be calling nonsense timeouts. The first one I get, there was, for the I think there were only 10 people on the field or something like that. So I totally understand that one, which, by the way, where's the coach that only had 10 guys in the field? Like, why aren't you paying attention from that in the beginning? But that's a whole different story. But overall, I thought like that first game, he showed, him, maybe he's starting to become better in his ways as a veteran, because right now he's a veteran, obviously a veteran coach in the NFL. He's no longer a rookie, can't be making those rookie head coach mistakes. So we'll see what happens with Sean the rest of the year. I'm still, I saw the comment earlier. I think Robert put it right here. Without Josh McDermott and Bean would be just like Dable and Sheen, whatever his name is. Yeah, I mean, maybe, probably. The reality of it is probably. I'm not gonna lie and sit here and be like, oh, because I like Bean, but the truth of the matter is, without Josh Allen, even if we had a Baker Mayfield, I'm just gonna throw any decent quarterback. Let's say we didn't get Josh, and a couple years later we got lucky and we picked up Baker Mayfield. He was a free agent, and we're like, oh, Baker's not too bad. Well, okay, he's doing. I still don't think we would be a consistently winning football team. We would still have our problems. We wouldn't be getting deep in playoff. We wouldn't have those kind of playoff pushes. And I think eventually they would move on from McDermott. And so I think Josh is everything about this team. He is saving their jobs pretty much. That doesn't mean they're terrible at their jobs, but can we get better? I mean, at least coaching wise, I do think so. But we'll see what happens this year. I'm not going to listen. I always say I live in the now. We're in the now, right? What happened last season, I can't, or the seasons before, it is what it is. Like, we can't reverse the clock. We can't change. We can't make changes. Like, we are here. We're 4-0. We're playing the Patriots tonight, potentially going to 5-0. It's a great start to the season. I still think things need to get better. I keep telling you guys that. I'm not being a Debbie Downer. Man, I got into this heated debate on Monday, and I hated it because I felt bad, Aramis, because I like to have a fun show. You know me. I like to have fun. I don't really like get heated conversations. And they, and we'll talk a little bit about it, me and you right now, but I was basically saying, look, I feel like the wide receiver room, for as much as we're scoring right now, yes, we're like second in scoring, I believe, or first or second. We're 4-0. It's great. It's awesome. But it's a little bit of a smoke screen. I mean, we did this last year. We were caught up in the everybody eats. It was great until it wasn't great. Mm-hmm. And then we got Amari Cooper. And listen, and then, of course, the backlash is, oh, what did Cooper do? Cooper, look at his stats. He didn't do it. That's not necessarily true. Like, if you go back and look what Cooper did while he was here, not necessarily his stats, because that's always doesn't paint the whole picture. But if you look at the team, we were on a losing streak at the time. Mm-hmm. I think we just lost to Houston. We lost 2 in a row. We were having a big problem with the wide receiver room. We went out and got Cooper. Keon Coleman had his best game that game, right? Our points went from 26 point something to 30. I mean, so you can't deny the fact that we went on a winning streak, our points per game went up, and the rest of the receivers all started to play and click a little bit better and gel a little bit better. It wasn't because Cooper is A.J. Brown. or Jamar Chase. He used to be up there. But when we got him, he was still respected enough where defensive coordinators and defensive players went, man, here's a seasoned vet who still can. And by the way, go back and look at his highlights. He made some hell of plays here with us as well. We can't sleep on this guy. We kind of got to pay attention to this guy. And what does that do? That opens it up for other guys, right? Defensive coordinators have to play a little bit differently now.
Yep.
That's all my point was. And I'm not saying that this current receiver room can't get better. I think people are missing the point. I'm just saying, as we sit right now, I'm not satisfied with it. I still think it's clunky. I still think Josh is trying to get chemistry down with Palmer. I still think he's still trying to get chemistry down with Moore. I still think our coordinator, Joe Brady's still trying to figure out everybody and what they do well. So it's not really, I find this offense, like I said, sometimes to be clunky at times, especially the receiver room. And that could be a combination of the receivers and Josh getting the chemistry down and Joe Brady not really understanding yet what everyone does well on this offense. So it could take a couple more games, but I'm going to give fair warning that if things don't start picking up in that room, I could see a potential trade again for a receiver that happens to be available to come here like Amari Cooper did. I'm just throwing it out there to help out their offense a little better. They wanted to argue. My point is, who cares? What would it matter? Just throwing this out there. If George Pickens was available, when he was, what'd they get, a 6th-round draft pick for? I would have taken him in a heartbeat. What we're gonna, by the way, what is it going to really hurt, guys? What is it going to disrupt? Curtis Samuel, like the guy that's a healthy scratch? Who cares? Like, is it really going to? And by the way, and then this is another thing. And I'll let you talk after this. Their thing is, well, and I hate this talk. He wanted fit in the scheme. The scheme wanted her. First of all, if we got, let's just say a number one, somehow we got a really good receiver for cheap. Let's say we did. Team want to get rid of him. We got him. Do you think, guys, that him coming on the team, Joe Brady would go, I know he's open, but guys, everybody has to eat. Josh, we need everybody eating here. Don't just go to the guy that's open. Stop it, guys. Of course it's the most nonsense thing ever, right? Josh is going to throw to, and I expect him to throw to, the guy that's actually getting open in separation. Like, it doesn't, just because our offense is schemed to everybody eats, guys, doesn't mean it has to remain everybody eats. If you got a guy that's a true weapon that could actually go out there and ball out, go to that guy. Like, and if he's doubled up, guess what? Keon Coleman's going to eat, and there's your everybody eating. Khalil Shakir's going to eat. Elijah Moore is going to have good moments, right? That's how it works. So what's your thoughts on it? Just curious.
All right. So I do want to say this first. I think the Bills would actually be much worse than what we're seeing from the Giants. And I know we look at the Giants and think it can't get any worse, but here's the thing that I think flies under the radar when we think about the aspect of what Josh Allen brings to this team. First and foremost, you wouldn't get offensive coordinators like Brian Daboll or Joe Brady to come to this team thinking about, I get to play with Josh Allen. That's the only reason you get good coordinators in Buffalo. If you have a guy like Baker Mayfield, you gotta trip and stumble into a guy that just happens to be a genius and is super young and nobody knows about in order to have a good coordinator, especially under Sean McDermott, right? Keep in mind when Sean McDermott first got here, what was his first choice as offensive coordinator? It was Rick Dennison.
Fired him.
Old Rick Dennison that came from a scheme that was when he was running it, it was more of a dinosaur than more of a dinosaur type offense that we hadn't seen much of in the league until the revival that Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan gave to it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So after all of that nonsense in 2017 and that offense not working out, then you go and you draft Josh Allen. Then you bring in Brian Daboll, right? Or I think Brian Daboll was here and then they drafted Josh Allen. But either way, Brian Daboll comes in with the mindset they're about to draft a quarterback. I'm going to have some input into who they draft, right? if we're sitting here talking about anybody else, Baker Mayfield, right? An offensive coordinator is going to look at, okay, I got Baker Mayfield here, or I can go coach Caleb Williams. I think I'm going to go with Caleb Williams, right? Much more athletically talented, younger. You know what I'm saying? So my whole point in that is it would probably be much tougher with all the criteria that Sean McDermott likes in his coaching staff to get a guy as good as a Joe Brady or as good as a Brian Daboll at offensive coordinating, right? As far as the wide receiver core, though, I think the everybody eats thing based on the definition that Joe Brady gave us, which is it has nothing to do with stats. It's more about Josh being able to just go through the play, find the open guy. Everybody's doing their job at the time when Josh is trying to find his guy. And then that is what makes it easier for Josh to just decide where to go with the ball, where to go with the ball. So that's what everybody eats truly means. Now, with that being said, you run an offensive scheme that is West Coast based, and you employ wide receivers that succeed more in air raid schemes. So right off the bat, everybody eats as a concept is falling on a faulty foundation of, well, our receivers are the opposite of what our offense is, but we're expecting these receivers to step up and perform well. And who bridges that gap? It's Josh Allen. Josh Allen bridges that gap of, we don't have the right receivers to run the scheme we're running, but Josh will solve all that. Right. That's what allows Sean McDermott to say, oh, we'll just throw a bunch of guys in training camp and we'll see what everybody can do, and then we'll figure it out from there. Because the mindset is Josh will solve all the BS at the end of the day. Right? It doesn't matter what it is. Josh will solve all of that. So to me, that's the problem with everybody eats, behind the X's and O's. Now, when it comes to the actual receivers, you need it. I think what we're gonna see a lot of today is the Patriots run a ton of man coverage, and they are, and Keys told us on Friday, they are not great at zone coverage. If that's the case, if the Bills come out of the gate trying to run the football against a very good run defense and fall short, and they have to pass, and they're going against man coverage, that defensive line is good enough to keep Josh Allen to keep Josh Allen in the pocket, right? Now, that's a problem. Why? Because that allows their linebacker to spy. If they're playing man coverage, the Bills are probably keeping their running back in to block, especially against when the Patriots run their 5-2 set, because now they got 5 defensive linemen rushing at Josh Allen. So that it creates a sort of disadvantage for Josh. So we're going to be in a bunch of situations that schematically are very, very tough for Josh Allen to figure out. I think the one thing that gets us through is this next level, this Super Saiyan God level that Josh has stepped up to, where he's able to just see things before they happen, understand what's going to happen as soon as the ball is snapped, and get the ball where it needs to go without having to struggle to figure it out on the fly. Right? Josh Allen's reached that Tom Brady, Peyton Manning level where it almost doesn't matter what the defense does, but this is still going to be a tough game. And I think a lot of it is going to have to do with the fact that the receivers cannot beat man coverage consistently.
Yeah, exactly. So just a heads up, the defense of the Patriots, they're okay. They're overall 16th against a rush of 21st, against a pass of 26th, scoring their 10th. I mean, look, they're a good defense, or a middle of the pack defense, but yeah, I mean, it still seems like, though, no matter what, we can go against a 31st ranked pass defense and we still struggle.
It'd be hard,
to get separation, to really get in a flow offensively with the receivers. Now, James Cook, thank God, I was totally wrong with him. I eat crow every week, and that's fine, because without him, this offense, I really don't know where would be, right? I mean, that's a scary part, because I just don't know who to trust week in, week out. And I do want to show something real quick just to kind of prove a little bit of point. And I don't always go by stats, by the way. You guys know how I feel about stats. Sometimes they can be deceiving. However, this one here, I mean, this isn't deceiving because it was over a period of a lot of games, right? So let me see if you can read that. And let me see if I can blow that up just a little bit more. All right. Can you read that?
Yep.
So basically, look, did the Buffalo Bills improve when they got Amari Cooper last year? So yeah, they did. They went from 26.8, so I was right about earlier, to 33.7. I mean, that's a huge jump, right, in those games, right? Course of a six games. So 20 in 11 games, Cooper was with the Bills. They averaged 33.7 compared to 26.8 in the games he didn't play. They also went to 7-1. Improved spacing. Cooper's arrival led to excellent spacing with the offense. And when he was on the field, the team averaged 10.4 yards per play when dropping back to pass. Once again, all that does matter, guys. Like I'm telling you. And Cooper was not the Cooper of his prime, but he still demanded that respect. That's my only point. And you know what? I hate to say it, but he probably was the best at that point on the field for our team. At least for demanding respect and all that good stuff, right? And separation and understanding his routes, running routes. And he was new. He didn't even have the chemistry down with Josh, right? They still probably didn't get it down at the end. But the fact that he was out there helped everybody else, right? And I just feel like right now, guys, we're still in that struggle. And once again, it's only 4 weeks, so I'm not totally going, oh man, we're doomed. Like we're in big trouble. Like not going there quite yet, because I do believe in some of the players. I do think Palmer's better than what he's shown. I think he can improve with this team. I've seen him play better with the Chargers. I think Keon Coleman, he still has room to grow and can get better. I still think we haven't used more the right way. I would like to see more used in different kind of route schemes. Khalil Shakir, I feel like you're starting to see Khalil Shakir start to pop off a little bit. You saw last week with that run. That's what Shakir does, right? He's slippery. He's fast. He can bounce off tackles. Good slot receiver, but we need a perimeter guy, and we don't really have that right now. So we'll see what happens.
Point?
Yeah, go ahead.
This might even be a hot take too. The best performance we saw out of Dalton Kincaid was his rookie season, right?
When Knox got hurt and we went from 12 to 11. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So Knox gets hurt, and who was still on the team at that point on the outside? Stephon Diggs still here.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Having a guy like Steph Diggs, yeah, he might not have been on pace to put up 1,000 yards that particular season because of his usage, but his presence, like Amari Cooper's presence, created space for everybody else. That's why we saw Shakir start to boom once we stopped throwing the ball so much to Diggs, right? Because even though the routes that Shakir was running were all the same routes that Diggs used to run, Diggs was still Diggs was still the type of player that necessitated attention, I guess.
Correct. And doubles, all that stuff. Yep.
Right. Bracket coverage, all that kind of stuff, which opens things up for everybody else. So that absolutely supports your point. And I think even though Kincaid is on the trajectory he's on this year, I still think what we saw in year one for Kincaid is more of what we want to see, where it's just get him the ball. Just get him the ball. Just keep feeding him, keep him dominant until he gets to the point where he is the George Kittle, the Hockenson, the Laporta, the Brock Bowers type of tight end. Now he becomes that guy that can open things up for everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I get it. And this one, spin, of course, it means throw to players who are getting open, not forcing the ball. But you don't have to force the. So I don't like that either. Like just because you get a top receiver doesn't mean that guy you have. Josh, we look, man, we got this guy. Unfortunately, now you have to go to this guy. Like that's not how it works. Like Josh, that's not. Listen, if Josh starts doing that, guess what? That's on him. It's not on the fucking receiver.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So stop with that nonsense that, like that's a weak, to me, it's such a weak way out of, but if we get a number one, that would be like saying we have 2 complimentary running backs. We don't need a good running back here, guys. We're good. We use 2 very well. We don't need a dominant running back. What would the point be? We have a system.
Go ask Mark Jackson how he feels about last year's playoff loss without his best receiver on the field. Go ask him.
Right. Exactly. So, guys, you have to still have, it is. I'm not saying you have. Let me rephrase that. You don't necessarily have to have a true number one. There's teams that can go and win a Super Bowl, yes, without a true number one. However, a lot has to go right, and then you guys can go pick like the Patriots. I'll give you an example. Patriots. They still had a number one tight end who was basically an option, right? I mean, come on, we can't compare Gronk to anybody we have on this roster on offense receiving wise. That's one. Okay, 2, they had a great coach at the time, and a defense that was solid, right? So, like, they had a well-rounded team, and of course, a Hall of Fame quarterback that was very smart, knew where to go with the ball, like all that. But guys, once again, that's a rarity, right? That's everything kind of has to fit the glove to a T. Everything has to go right. The coaching staff, the defense, like even the Chiefs, when they won the Super Bowl, you could say, oh no, they lost. They still won a Super, but they still had Kelsey, and they still had Andy fucking Reid, and they still had Chris Jones, and they still had one of the best defense coordinators in the game. Like we don't have that luxury. I keep telling you guys, like, where's that? Where is that here? If we had that here, if we had a Chris Jones on defense, if we had a Kelsey at tight end, I go, you know what? Aramis, I think we can get away with not really having a great receiving room. Like, I think we can kind of get away with this B+, B guys, because we got weapons across the board here on the defense, and we got a hell of a tight end who serves as a receiver base. Guys, once again, not complaining, not being Debbie Downer here, but I just want to say this because I got fooled last year when we were in the same situation, and I was like, hey, I was wrong, and no, there's a problem here, and we need to address it. And kudos to Brandon Beane for at least understanding, and Sean McDermott, that we needed help at the time, and it helped. Clearly, it helped, right? Right. So we got pretty far in the playoffs with Cooper, right? I don't know how far, what we would have had to happen if we didn't make that trade. Just throwing that out there too. Like, we don't make that trade, who knows if our offense ever gets out of the funk that they were in.
Yep.
So I don't want to hear like, what did Cooper do? He was trash. Like, stop with that nonsense. So anyways, the good that's so far it's going on this year. The good is we're 4-0, and we're potentially going to 5-0. I feel like Josh is playing really good football right now. He made one mistake last week, which is fine. And by the way, he's not going to play perfect every game. Some fans expect greatness. He's going to make mistakes, guys. Right? It happens. But overall, he's been playing really fundamental, good, smart football. He's not forcing the ball downfield a lot. He's understanding right now where, he's kind of giving what taking what the defense is giving him, which is fine. Our defense, again, is the problem. And our defense is another thing that concerns me. Can't get to the quarterback. We still have a problem getting home, right? We create pressure, but we really don't get home. And then we have a problem with mobile quarterbacks because we can't get home. And then we have this wide open field for them to run after we pressure. It's just, we're having problems, in the back in the DB room. As you guys know, Dorian Strong is on IR, the neck injury. Who knows how bad that is? That's concerning because I don't know if Trey White's going to last a while, guys. Do you really think Trey's going to continue on being healthy? The chances are slim, and I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer. It's just these are things that are concerns that we all should have because Trey has been hurt. He already was hurt. for this year. So,
I don't know if I want to like put that stigma on him because it like
but he's all. But we have.
First, like
but
6
if
or
Trey
7 years of his career, he was very healthy. He was always available, right?
But
it
that's
was just
different.
When he did get injured, they were big injuries, right?
But when did they happen though, Aramis? They happened later in his career, correct? As he's aging, right? Okay, so as he's aging, injuries start to happen, pop up. That's for every player, by the way, for the most part, unless you're Bruce fucking Smith and you get one and you're straight for the rest of your career. But I'm just saying, like, I'm not throwing that out there, but the chances are of an aging guy, and he already did
they're more likely.
He already did get hurt. I'm just throwing that out there. Before the season started, he wasn't even on the field week 1. So all I'm saying is I hope he stays healthy, but we really are weak and thin right now. Now that Dorian's gone, I don't know how long he's going to be out, but if Trey goes out or we need help, now it's down to Ingram, Dane Jackson, like guys like Cam Lewis, like it's starting to get, and then Benford also has had injuries, right? Nothing crazy, but he's missed some time here and there. We need some depth at corner. I don't know if they're going to go out and make a trade or there's a free agent, but I'm telling you guys, the trade deadline will be very important for some pieces here. We called up the linebacker that was on Hard Knocks. I forget his name. Charlo. So he's got called up from the practice squad. Mm-hmm. Once again, another position that I was worried about going into the season where I'm like, linebacker depth is, I'm not really feeling it. And right now we're thin. So we'll see what happens with Milano. I know he was, I think back at practice, limited.
Active today.
Yeah. So, man, it's just, I know every team goes through it, guys. I get it, right? This is not a Buffalo Bills only problem. Tons of teams go through injuries. I mean, Tariq Hill was a pretzel the other day, right? Like a pretzel. So, like, I get it, right? It happens. But, when you go into a season with concerns about a certain position group, and then there's injuries popping on during the season with that group, it gets even more concerning. So I just hope, like I said, I hope we can get healthy, and I hope we add some depth, by the deadline, because there's going to be, you see a lot of teams right now are having a tough time winning games. That means a lot of teams are going to be sellers, right? And when they're selling cheap. So I'm just saying, if there's a way to get some of these guys on the low for reasonable, 6th round, 7th round, 5th round pick for a player that can really take this team to the next level, yeah, you do it. Like, you have to eventually go all in, especially when the opportunity is knocking, right? It's knocking right now, guys. We could potentially be 5-0 right now. We could potentially be 6-0 going into the bye week after the Falcons game, right? And they're going against the Chiefs, and then you got a rough little couple, tough games down the stretch. But I think now's the time. Now that a lot of teams are kind of getting, started off rough, got a lot of injuries going on. Let's start building this team up and preparing for a playoff push. Like, so, and for me, that's the trade deadline. What do you think? I know you got to go soon. What time is it? I don't mean to hold you up.
Yeah, I got like 10 minutes left.
All right, so Aramis is bouncing a little bit early tonight, guys. I'll stay on a little bit more. Go ahead, Aramis.
I still think they're going to be satisfied unless I think it's going to take a long-term injury for Trey White. If it's one of those things where he's going to be out 4 weeks, Dorian Strong is going to be out 4 weeks because he's on IR. So it's anytime you go on IR, this mandatory 4 weeks, you got to be out. Then you can come back after that. But if it's a long-term injury for Trey White, I think they will be forced to go and get a guy. Now, here's the thing. I don't think the guy they go and get is going to be somebody that comes in and is a problem solver like Amari Cooper was last year for us. I think it's probably going to be somebody that can come in and be on the same level as a Cam Lewis, Jamarcus Ingram type of guy to just serve as depth because they believe in the depth that they have, right? So I'm basing this off of all the kind of things that they've been saying all off season and all regular season, and even some of the stuff that they've done in the past. Last year, there was nowhere to reach for wide receiver, right? To have any kind of level of success. But I think what we've seen from Jamarcus Ingram, what we've seen from they can still go and bring back Dane Jackson and have that problem be solved right then and there. They got $3 million in cap space right now. So if they wanted to do that, right, Steve, right. Here comes Dane Jackson. So I think that is probably their default move. If they did need a corner, I don't think it's going to be a big trade. I don't think they're interested in that, and I don't think they want to have draft picks necessary to do that.
I don't know so much about a big trade. I'm talking about just pieces that would help, right? And like I said, like when I went back and told you about Pickens, he wasn't a 6th-round pick. I'm pretty sure it was a 6th-round pick. That to me is not a big investment. It's not. They didn't give up a lot. Dallas didn't give up the house for a guy that is helping, right? Like that's all I'm talking about, right? And I don't know what we gave up for Cooper, but it wasn't much, right? So like that's what I'm talking about, like adding pieces of the deadline that can get you. Now, of course, if there's if they want to actually, test the waters with a big trade for a really big time name, that's up to them. But I don't expect that either. I'm just talking about a couple pieces that could actually help the team, right? Impactful players that come in and actually do something. And honestly, probably would be defense, but I wouldn't mind a receiver depending on where we're at that time. Like I said, if the receiver room picks up in the next, couple weeks, okay, then you know what? At least it'll give me a little bit of going, okay, you know what? Maybe now, right, the chemistry's getting down and all that. Hill already went through surgery, Miles. Supposedly he'll be back next year sometime, but I don't know if it'll be with the Dolphins. We'll see when it comes to that. But they say the surgery went well, but man, that was a bad injury. And honestly, sometimes it depends on the player, how fast they recover on rehab and all that good stuff. So, So Steve, how many years do you have to be bad at the run and not be able to play a man in the playoffs when a big moment for things to change or fans to protest? How many years with the same flaw? Listen, here's the deal, man. I've done so many fucking videos about fire Sean McDermott. I can't do anymore. I can't, guys. Like I'm done. I got a tattoo. I have a bet that I'm going to put I heart Sean McDermott tattoo if we win the Super Bowl with Sean McDermott. I mean, that's how much I kind of don't think he could do it. I don't want to care. I would love to. That, by the way, I wouldn't even care if I got that tattoo. I'd be like, oh, I wouldn't care. The goal was the Super Bowl and we got it. Okay, I don't give a shit. So, but yeah, dude, I can't. You could protest, you could talk, we could scream, we can go outside with megaphones, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What matters is the owner who's going to make that call. And right now, it's not even a thought that's going through his mind at all. It's not going to. So me bitching about it, Aramis, Keys, any other podcasters that understand what's really going on, right? With why we're upset with our current coach, even though we're a winning team, they don't, some people don't get that, they just see the winning and they kind of go, well, we're winning. And that's kind of what the owner sees and the dollars. So let's not forget about the money, right? So the money is a big part of that when it comes to the owner, right? A winning football team, now not Super Bowl championship caliber team, but a winning football team creates dollars, right? And that's exactly what the Buffalo Bills are doing for Bagulas, right? They're getting money. So as far as the Bagulas is concerned, look, we're a winning team. Fans are happy. They're showing up. We got a new stadium. What is there to? Why would I even consider moving on? So, and I get that. And look, too, it's all opinion based. If somebody says they feel Sean McDermott's a great coach, and what am I talking about? Then that's on you. Listen, I'm not going to, all I could say is my piece and why I feel that he's not, or at least not as great as you may think he is. I don't think he's a terrible coach. I just think we could do better. And it is what it is, and of course the whole thing is, well, name a guy then. And I hate that too, because I don't know the guy. The guy's not available. I have no idea. I wouldn't know until coaches are available. So that is the most dumbest comment ever anyone could throw at me. Like
Joe Brady. How about you just fire Sean and hire Joe Brady as your head coach? Problem solved.
You know what? And what's the worst case going to happen? We get to the divisional and lose that. It's the same.
Same exact thing.
Right. So what's like, dude, I don't think any coach could reverse the make things bad. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see that happening, guys. It's not a young team. It's not Allen isn't in his second year and he needs that, this coach has been on this team a while. Like, no, bro, Allen's been here a while. This team's kind of a veteran team for the most part. We'll be just fine. McJoke isn't good enough. Isn't good. Stop. Look, my whole thing with McDermott too, like my biggest flaw with him, 4-0 still not happy. I'm happy. I listen, I'm always happy that we're a winning team. I'm just not happy with the final result after each year. Listen, I just said that like half an hour ago. We're in the now. I'm in the now, right? And the now is we're 4-0. We could potentially be 5-0, and I'm happy with that. I'm cool with that. But I also know that I've been doing this podcast since 2020, and I also know what my off seasons have been like, and they've been kind of the same talk, which is why is this defense always causing this team to lose in the playoffs? Why is this defense still not right with a defensive-minded head coach going to year 9? Like, why are we still having these same issues, especially on defense? If we were talking offense, I would go, you know what? It's okay. I kind of get it. All right. Maybe he needs a new coordinator. It's, this guy's a defensive-minded head coach. It's not really his, strong suit. I would get that. I'll go, okay. Right. But he's a defensive-minded head coach. That's his scheme. That's his playbook. And Bobby Babich is calling it. Right. So let's not get it twisted. These are his players that fit his scheme year after year after year after year. Right. If he was our defensive coordinator, you guys would be like, why is this guy still our defensive coordinator? You would have fired him by now. Don't even lie to me and say that you would have him as our defensive coordinator still in year 9. You would be like, bro, why is this guy still here? Because I'll tell you why. Our special teams guy was terrible for 2 years, and you guys were going, this fucking guy, get him out of town. He's fucking terrible. It's the same thing. He's our he's basically, guys, he took over as DC 2 years ago and was just as bad. So it's the same thing. It's his scheme. It's his guys. It's what he wants. So my problem is this. I haven't seen anything get better from this defense since he's been here. It's been regressing. If anything, it's gotten worse. It should be getting better. No? Right. Come on, guys. They knew Poyer and Hyde were getting older, injuries, and instead of addressing it earlier on by getting ready for these guys' departure, no, they held on and held on and held on until now we have a safety problem. Now we got to go get the same thing with the Matt Milano. Oh, he's injured. Let's just we're fine. We're fine. We're okay. We're okay. We'll put Band-Aids on everything, and until we're just totally bleeding everywhere, and now we're going Jimmy Carlo. It's a good story. Let's bring him up. Right. So right. It's like, this is what we do. This is my problem. So anyways, I know you got to go.
Who replaces McDermott?
Yeah, exactly. Did somebody say it? Who said
that damn Bills guy?
Oh, right here. Yeah. So who replaced exactly? I have no idea because we're not there yet and we won't be. Right. But let's say hypothetically, just throwing this out there, that John Gruden, I'm just throw a name out there who is available.
No,
I'm just throwing a name, any name. Let's say somebody got fired. Let's say whatever. Let's say Ben Johnson happened to not get, let's say he was still on the Lions, but he's available next year.
Okay.
Of course, guys, there's going to be names out there that are going to be like, and I honestly, I would take John Gruden. I would, because I wouldn't want him as GM, but I would definitely trust him as a head coach. He's a football mind.
My dream would be Joe Brady as head coach and bring back Brian Daboll as offensive coordinator and see what those two minds get put together.
Oh, dude, I wouldn't even hate it. I wouldn't even hate it. I wouldn't even hate it because you know why? Because Brady can dial him back a little bit, right? And understand, go, hey, what I did here before was kind of working with the
run game down.
And Daboll can go, yeah, you know what? I can add to this. I could sprinkle in some. Like I would love for this offense, guys. If we don't. You know what? I might not even say we don't have the players. I think we kind of do. Where if we mixed in a little bit, sprinkled a little Daboll's offensive minded, genius that he has, his creativity wise.
Yep.
You would see Isaiah McKenzie form into Elijah Moore. Yeah. I'm telling you guys, you would see that stuff, but we don't. You're not seeing it now because right now McDermott wants it a certain way, and Brady's kind of just playing it safe. I kind of feel like a little bit, but we'll see. Maybe he opens it up more. I want to see from Brady a little bit more creativity. Anyways, I know you got to go, so give me your score prediction and your X factor on offense and defense.
All right. Score prediction. I'm going to go 32-24 Bills. I think it's going to be that close of a game, but I think the Bills are going to score late to go ahead, and they're going to end up stopping the Patriots defensively from scoring to win the game. X factor of this game, I think it's Joey Bosa all day long. Joey Bosa,
defense, okay.
Yep, on that right side of the left side of our defensive line, going against the right side of the Patriots offensive line, where it's absolutely weakest, is going to be a huge factor. We saw T.J. Watt last week have a major impact in week 3 against the Steelers, had a major impact on that offensive line of the Patriots there. So Joey Bosa on defense. Offensively, I think it's going to have to be Coleman. I think Coleman is
okay.
If Keon can get going, I think that's going to open things for everybody else. We saw that happen last week where you get Keon Coleman getting deep and getting some passes on the outside, and now all of a sudden you've got space for Kincaid, and then Shakir's got his screen game going, so now the defense has to play everything honest. I think Coleman has got to keep it going this week.
And what was your score prediction? I'm sorry.
32-24.
You're close to me. So I got it 33-23.
Okay.
It shouldn't be. I'll be honest with you guys. We should, if I was more confident with this receiver group, I'll be real, and more confident in our coach to not to go for the kill shot when it's there. He just doesn't do that. By the way, it almost cost my Hurricanes. I was fucking pissed off watching that game the other day. I don't know if you guys watch Hurricanes FSU. Well in command. Fourth quarter comes and we just dick around on offense, playing small ball, everything, just playing it safe. Before you know it, they're fucking right back in the game. I mean, just like that. You can't do that. You gotta go for the kill shot, man. I mean, it's just the way it works. Anyways, that's why I feel like this game could be will be probably closer because we just don't do that. So we like our 30s, so I'm going to stick in our 30s. We seem like we're the 30 club, which is fine. So I'll go 33-23. I think the Bills will win by 10. I can see a 2 score, so 10 points, and that's fine. By the way, too, I'm not bitching. I saw the other day somebody was like, "Oh, you just want, what do you want? Just 40, 50? We can't blow it." I don't want that. I'm not saying that. I don't care for that.
I do. Everybody else is getting 40 and 50. The Colts just scored 40 again.
But if you can win by, but if you can win by 2 score, I get that. I'm not saying run it. I'm with you though. I get what you're saying. Like we can do that, but I just, look. I'm not saying that the mindset should just be like as fans. Like if I'm not satisfied if we're not scoring 40, like that's not me. I just want to win where it's convincing enough where I'm like, hey, it's never really we took control and we had control the whole game, right? It was never any doubt. And it seems like when we play this kind of thing that we're doing in the second half where we're just changing everything and going conservative is where we let teams creep back in and kind of just hang around. And you can't do that. Like especially against better teams, guys. It's gonna bite you in the ass. It hasn't bitten us yet, but it can. By the way, the Titans won. And look at that. Arizona's way up. And I thought that game was over a little while ago. But Arizona, who knows what happened there? They probably had a chance. So anyways, Aramis, I appreciate you joining me today. Obviously, every pregame, I know you got to bounce. So go Bills, brother. I appreciate you.
Go Bills.
Peace. DMX, could it be that we're too loyal to our players? Yeah, I think we are. We're guilty of that for sure. I'm sorry I missed some of your comments. Usually Mikey is doing this. Scott Blakely, 99-0. What's your guys' prediction? Go ahead and throw some predictions out there. Boogie Down has a 41-17. I had some Patriots fan hit me up on a comment yesterday talking trash, so we'll see. Mud Ninja, 27-24. Pats, Bills are getting screwed tonight by the refs guarantee. I don't think so. I don't. I think this is a rivalry game. We're in all iced out uniforms. It's in Buffalo. We haven't lost, I think, in 15 games at home, something like that. So I don't see us losing to the Patriots. I just don't. I just don't see it happening, guys. We're just a better team with a better quarterback and better overall, team. Let's see. And by the way, they turn the ball over like crazy, and we're good at forcing turnovers. So I could definitely see them turning the ball over tonight, which obviously will help this team and put us in better field position. So I just don't see how the Patriots win tonight. Will the game be close by halftime? Probably. I could see something like the Bills up 17, 13 or something going into half, or 14-10 Bills at the half. But I think, the Bills wind up, getting that little 10-point swing in the third quarter and just kind of holding on from there. Let's see here. Hi, Tommy. My prediction is still 31-17 Bills. I like it, Cat and Hat. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, that's what it should be. I mean, I'm going to go 33-23, which is, similar, close. Any given Sunday. Yeah, dude, absolutely. Any given Sunday, any given Saturday, the Titans just beat the Cardinals. Not that the Cardinals are, great, but, that's considered an upset, right? The Titans didn't even have a win yet. So I get where you're going with that. And I understand that, but we're the better team. We're at home. We're not playing. I don't think we're playing unbelievably great football, but we're playing really good football. You know what I mean? So I think the Patriots, they looked good last week against a very bad team, and the Panthers. By the way, the Panthers did beat a very bad Dolphins team today. So, but you're right. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. But I'm pretty confident that the Bills will handle business at home against the Patriots. So. But we'll see. Hey, the game's starting soon. Let me pop up some. I do got X Factors from Bill's Wire on here as well. Let me pop up here on the screen. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to give you some background music as well. I'll be on here for a little bit more. Game time is at 8:20, so I've got a little bit here with you guys, man. I'll stick around. Sorry that I've been bouncing out on Fridays early. It's just I got my old job needed my help, so went back there for a little bit. Man, okay, here we go. So let me get some background music. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me get some background music here. So is this it right here? Let me see. Oh man, what is that? It's terrible. Hold on, guys. Let me get some background music. I always have to have some type of background music, man. So it feels like I'm dead air here. Hold on. Give me 1 minute, guys. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Normally I have Aramis on a little longer, but he had to do some stuff today. I'll get back to your comments in a minute. Give me 1 second. There it is. There it is. There it is. All right, let me put this down. All right, very good. All right, I'm back. All right, so here's three potential X factors on offense against the Patriots. So here we go. Shout out to Bill's Wire, my favorite silent co-host. All right, tight end Dalton Kincaid. They have listed as an X factor, and that was actually that was Keon Coleman was what Aramis chose. So Spencer Brown, offensive line, and James Cook. Those are their three X factors on offense. Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, for me, I'm going to go X factor on offense. I'm going to go Palmer. I just need to see more from Palmer. And I think this game, they're going to showcase him a little bit more because he's just been kind of quiet. So I'm going to go Palmer on offense for me. And on defense, I'm going to go Groot. I think Groot needs a game as well, man. He needs to start earning that check that he got, that extension. There's no such thing as as dead air when Tommy is live. I know, but I like to have a little bit of background noise in my headphones, man. So, but I get what you're saying, Spin. I'm always talking, right? That's what I do. All right, so let me get to the X factors on defense here. All right, X factors on defense. Let's see here. Let's pop this thing on the screen for you guys so you guys can see on defense what Bill's Wire is talking about here. So, X factors on defense. Who do they got? They got linebacker Terrell Bernard as one of their X factors. They got Joey Bosa, and I think Aramis did choose Joey Bosa as his X factor on defense, and Christian Benford, corner. They have as well as their X factor. So, if you guys have any X factors, go ahead and put them in the chat, and I will pop them on the screen. So let's see here. I saw it's a rare talent. Yeah, it's a rare talent. I mean, I've done shows for like 4 hours, man, just nonstop blabbing on, going down many rabbit holes, man. So, but anyways, guys, look, man, I hope you guys understand that I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer about this team. I love this team. Like, dude, guys, you don't understand. Like, this is my passion, right? What I do here. I've been doing this since 2020. I actually started in 2019, but I was such a scaredy cat. I didn't upload any videos, and I wish I still had them. But anyways, Bills are my passion, man. I love this team, and I want this team to win a Super Bowl, obviously, right? Like it would mean the world to me, and it would mean the world to everybody else, right? So when I'm critical of the team, it's just because I want better, I want more, right? And what's more is a Super Bowl, right? Look, man, listen, this team is going to continue to win AFC East. As you guys see, the Dolphins are a hot mess. The Jets are still a hot mess, and the Patriots they're trending in the right direction, but they're not there yet. And we'll see what happens, right, with them. But right now, it's safe to say that the Buffalo Bills are going to continue to win the AFC East for a little while. And that means they're going to continue to be a playoff team. I need more. I'm not satisfied with that. I need a Super Bowl, and so should you guys. And that's the only reason I'm critical of some areas of this team that I feel that need to be better, and in order for that to happen. That's it. Because at the end of the day, look, once we win a Super Bowl, guys, it doesn't matter after that. Like, obviously, I'll still continue to do what I do here, do podcasts, talk about the Buffalo Bills, but from that point forward, I don't really, I'm not going to be so critical. I'm just not. Dude, I've been waiting a long time. I've been watching this team since '89. And I'm sure some of you guys in here have been watching the team longer than I have. And guess what? We don't have a Super Bowl. There's no championships here. And if you want to count AFL champions, fine, but I don't, right? And it like I said, it would mean a lot. I'll give you an example, too. I'm a huge Pistons fan, right? Love my Detroit Pistons. I started watching them in 92, 93. Well, we won back-to-back, right? 89, 90. But I didn't really watch, right? So I can't, I couldn't, during the drought, because we had a drought, I couldn't tell people, or hold my head up high and be like, yeah, well, we're champions in 89, 90. Like, it didn't mean as much. But when we won in 2004, oh my God, guys, it was the most amazing feeling in the world for me, because I watched that team, from the mid 90s, they were terrible all the way up into that. And when we built that team up in 2002, we started doing it. And in 2004, we got Larry Brown, and we won, right? It was the most unbelievable thing ever. And then we sucked again. After 4 years after that, we went right back down to the drought. But it doesn't matter. After that point, that was it. You couldn't do anything else for me. I got to witness a championship. So I just need this. And you guys need this too. Like, we all need this. Like, people that have been following this team for a long time need a Super Bowl. And that's the only reason I'm critical of this team at times, man. But I don't want you guys to only think I'm critical. Like, I love this team. I think they're doing good things. I just think we need to get better for the ultimate goal. I hope that makes sense. Now that that's off my chest. Ariel, that early 2000 Pistons team was hands down the best team, worst team ever. Oh my God. Everyone hated watching them. Bro, I don't care. Let me tell you something. That 2004 Piston team was unbelievable. Like, a bunch of guys that, that weren't like these all-star players. They played physical defense. I think we have an NBA record. We held, I think it was 8 straight or 10 straight games, teams under 70 points. That would never happen again. Just defensively, we were just monsters, man. And yeah, you probably will never see that again. A team with pretty much no real superstars win a championship. Not in the NBA. That's a super, super rare thing. But guys, you got to remember too, we went right back in 2005, and I think it was a 7-game series. Yeah, 7 games. We lost to the Spurs. We should have won. Robert Horry hit the 3-pointer, and then we won the next game and lost game 7. But we were good even after that. We got to the Eastern Conference Finals, I think, 2 more years after that. We worked with God, what was his name? The coach that could not ever get to a championship. He passed away. I forget his name. His son coached in the NBA as well. He Flip Saunders. But that kind of tells you, Larry Brown, Flip Saunders just could never, for some reason, get any of his teams to a championship. He got them to the Eastern Conference or Western Conference championship, but he could never get past that next step. And I hope to God that we don't have that same case here with Sean McDermott, where he's just a coach that's constantly getting the playoffs, but he can't get to a championship. Okay, my dad was born and raised in Michigan. Rest his soul. His family farm is still there. Yeah, man, I love Michigan, man. Now, I was born and raised in South Florida for most of my life, but I lived here in Michigan when I was very, very young. Didn't remember, obviously, much. I also lived in Texas for a year. I don't remember much of that either. But then I was in South Florida for a long time, moved up here in 2006, I believe. Stayed up here for a year, and then I moved back in 2015. I've been here since. So I love Michigan. I hate the heat. I hate South Florida humidity. It was great when I was a kid growing up there. A lot, obviously all my friends, school, all that was fun. The beach. But as I got older, I was like, I'm a homebody. I'm good, man. That humidity sucks, bro. Driving in traffic, for air conditioning breaks in your car, it's the worst, bro. I'm with you, Tommy. Rasheed Wallace was one of my favorite players, but I think that team that won every game, 78-64, caused the NBA to change. Probably. And you might be right, Ariola, because you know what? It makes for boring basketball, but I don't care, right? I could care less what anyone thought, bro, of my team. You know what I mean? Like, I miss that, man. I do, man. I miss physical defense, but like, you'll never see that again. Roy, I remember when the Bills signed, I don't even know who that is. Is that 1965, Roy? I'm sorry. I was watching 89, bro. I don't know. That sounds like some Mafia's guy's son. Hey, can you give Vince Ferrama a goal? I need my nephew Vince to be on the team. Get him on the team, coach. He's probably a great player, right? I'm making fun of this guy. I'm sorry. Get him on the team or else. Let's see. How did you become a Bills fan and not a Fins or Lions fan? I was a big Barry Sanders fan, by the way. Love Barry Sanders. He's still my favorite running back of all time. And I love Thurman Thomas. Don't get it twisted. But Barry Sanders was unbelievable. He's the best running back ever. I don't care what anyone says. Anyways, with that being said, I thought I told this story, but back in 89, my mom's boyfriend at the time, who was a Redskins fan, by the way, was watching playoff football or whatever, and then we were on, and I don't know, I just saw the team colors. I think it was the team colors. I was like, oh, that's cool, Buffalo on the side helmet, and I'm like, oh, I started watching, and I really got dialed in 90. So the following year, of course, the Super Bowl year, and of course, heartbreak. And yeah, I didn't stop watching from that point forward. But I would say I understood the game a lot more in the late 90s. I started to get the game more, if that makes any sense. But I was, like I said, I was a kid when I started watching it in 89. But yeah, I think it was just really, honestly, the colors and the buffalo on the side of the helmet. And it just it got my attention. And I fucking hated the Miami Dolphins. I fucking couldn't stand them. It's still my most hated team. I fucking hate their logo. I hate everything about that team. And of course, the Bills and the Dolphins, that rivalry was huge. We hated each other. I mean, that was true hate. That was like if you guys watch college football, Michigan, Ohio State, or Miami Hurricanes and Florida State. I mean, like hate, fighting, hate. You know what I mean? Like, and I hated that fucking team. And my whole family is Dolphins fans, all of them. And you know what? Credit to my mom, who was a Dolphins fan. Rest in peace, Mom. She never gave me shit about it. You know what I mean? So she bought all my Buffalo Bills gear. And what was great about being a Bills fan, especially in that time, in the 90s, the early 90s, was we were an awesome team. So guess what? Even though I was in South Florida, they put a lot of our games on local TV, right? So, and we played the Dolphins twice a year. So I got to see a lot of Buffalo Bills games when we were good, right? But obviously in the 2000s, that's when I had to get the NFL ticket because we were not so good. All the money, by the way, that I spent years ago through the drought years. Oh, God. I should have just saved my money. Right? I knew the damn outcome. I should. I don't know what I was thinking, but I love my Bills, man. I had to pay. Pregame was a quarterback for the Rams. Oh my God. I heard that guy was cut first, but then his uncle, the garbage off, left the horse sat in the coach's bed. Yeah. Hey, you cut for I'm going. I want him back on the team. Good life choice, Tommy. Yeah, it was a smart life choice. Swim with the fishes. Yeah. If he's not back as your quarterback, there's gonna be a problem. The Cox days was true. Dude, Scott. Yeah. And I love it. Remember we got I think his son played for the Buffalo Bills. Remember that? Very briefly. Brian Cox's son played for the Bills. He actually came to a game. And I still don't think he wore his son's Bills like jersey or anything. I think he still had that hate, which was great. I have by the way, no problem. But of course I remember that. Him throwing the middle finger at us. It was fucking great. I mean, great times. Great times. And not only that, we won. We were kicking the shit out of the Dolphins in those 90s. So they hated us, and I didn't give a shit. Because guess what? We were going to Super Bowls. And even though we were losing Super Bowls, fine. Whatever. Beat us then. Right? Do something about it. Prevent us from going. That's all I can tell you. Right? Like, if you're sick of it, then do something about it. They couldn't. Right? The Dolphins can never do that. The Dolphins haven't been to a Super Bowl since 1985. Like, the Dolphins have been bad for a long time, guys. So, I mean, a long fucking time. I don't like this. We look like I don't like this. We look like away Raiders. Yeah. Oh, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry, man. White out, baby. That's right. I can't wait. I love those jerseys, by the way. Somebody threw the inactives up earlier. Can somebody I mean, I'm sure I can get it on screen. Let me pop up the inactives. I know Spin did it earlier. we still got time, guys. I'll still hang out with you guys for a little bit. Let me go to the inactives here real quick. Let's see here. All right, where's the inactives? And is Spin still around? If you want to drop that before maybe you drop the comment before I find it. Oh man. All right, I can't find it. So Spin, do me a favor. Where are you, Spin? There we go. See, Spin, you're the best. Spin, thank you. This fucking pop-up box, I gotta change that. How do I change this? Give me a minute, guys. It's never been like this before, where this whole thing is covering everything. Oh my god, this is brutal. Hey. Yeah, there I am. All right, here we go. Spin inactives. Wide receiver Elijah Moore. Oh, come on, Moore. Cornerback Brandon Connersman again. Our kick returner. Okay. Hancock, Dorian Williams, Lunt, Ed Oliver, Sanders, Logue, and Mathis. Okay. I mean, geez, shorthanded again. So once again, Connerton, I guess we don't really need the kick returner right now. So we did that in the playoffs as well. We made him inactive. So interesting. Ed is out. Milano in, which is good. Glad to have Milano back. Look at the chat, Tommy. I'm looking at the chat. What am I missing? Spin. I didn't want to go way up. I already got it. You look better when the chat. Oh, you son of a. You know what? Spin. Damn you, bro. Tommy can't read. Well, see, I read that. So, Tommy hooked on phonics worked for me. Did it? I don't know if it worked for you. I mean, maybe. Scott, why Connerton scratched? Did he piss someone else? He was scratched last week too, Scott. So I don't know. I have no idea. Zog and Mathis are call-ups, not inactives. I said active. Go back and rewind. Jeez. See, Spin. See. Who's hooked on phonics now? I read it properly. I said inactives, and then I said call-ups. Logan Mathis. Jeez. Yeah, Spin. You are unbelievable, man. So, guys, I will be here at halftime, and hopefully with some good. Hopefully, it's a fun, quick 10-minute halftime show where I'm like, "Hey, man, woo! Buffalo Bills are rolling like that." I want to say that, like this. This is what I want to say. I did say call-ups. Damn it. Maybe I didn't. Whatever, Spin. You know what? I'll rewind and I'm going to check later to see if I said call-ups. I'm pretty sure I said call-ups. All right. God. Anywho. Back to what I was saying. I want a halftime show to be a good one. Right? Since I've been doing this, it's been, man, what are we doing? Oh my God, it's so close. It's just come on, it's a rivalry week. Sunday Night Football. We're in our iced out jerseys. Let's get a nice size lead going into the half, please, to make my life better and happier. And everybody in the chat, like, I don't want to see the chat like, what the fuck are we doing, Tommy? What? We can't run the ball. We can't do this. We can't do that. Our defense can't stop anybody. I just want to see good football. I want to have a fun halftime show. Golly. Give me a fun halftime show, Buffalo Bills, please. Anyways, Spin, if I'm wrong, you can roast me on the post game. Okay, for sure. So I gotta definitely will go back and I will check. But I'm almost 94.9% sure that I said call-ups. And that's a good high percentage. That's very high, 94.9%. That's close to 95%, right? Hooked on phonics. So Oh my God. So anybody that just popped on into the chat, before I leave, go ahead and tell me your score prediction before I go. I said 33-23. I'm going to stick with it. I still think we can beat this team better than that. I honestly think we can lay 40 on them. I do. Will we? I can't say that yet. So that's why I'm going 33-23, guys, with this team. Post game too, it'll be me and Mikey, as you guys know. Mikey will be here. And then Monday night, obviously, Monday night uncensored, 10 o'clock. You don't want to miss that. Also, I totally forgot to tell you guys this. So Friday nights, you guys know that obviously I picked up a night job until mid-November, and I've been doing just 1 hour from 9 to 10. We've been doing Friday Night Lights. So what I'm going to do moving forward is I'm going to start the podcast a little earlier. So I'm going to start at 8 o'clock. Mikey's going to jump on at 9 when he gets home from work. But this way, it's a 2-hour podcast. So it'll be 8 to 10 instead of 9 to 10. So it'll be a little bit more fun, hang out with you guys a little bit longer. Because, man, that hour goes by so quick. And it's just crazy. Robert, 35-21 Bills. I like that score, by the way. I do. And I would be totally cool with that score. I mean, honestly, I'm cool with the win no matter what if we win by 1 point. Though, that doesn't mean I want to come on here and just be fucking pissed. Right? Happy yet mad that we won by 1. So don't do that to me. Just please win by 2 scores. That's all I ask. I just don't want this game. I don't want to go in the fourth quarter with any kind of doubt in this game. So anyways, guys, I will see you at halftime. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. And hey, we're iced out tonight. Bills Mafia is going to be rocking Bill Stadium. And you'll see me at halftime. Bills Mafia, I love you. And as always, go Bills. I'm out of here. Peace.
Bye-bye. See, Peter, he's too fast. You gotta tackle me. It's B. You gotta press B. I'm pressing B. He's too fast. Going over here? Going over here now? Never get tired.